So we put together one quickie website, but we're going to do this one with images. And not only are we going to use images, we're also going to use background images. So let's rock and roll. Let's move this out of the way. And let's bring our chalkboard back. What we're going to do is, I've got Flash back in here using it as a chalkboard. So to make things pretty basic, I'm just going to have my table or my browser. And in the browser, I'm going to have a header. But in the header, I'm going to have an image. And then over here, instead of just text links, I'm just going to have 3 images. And then I'm going to have a footer and an area for my content right over here. I may want to put some text up here behind my image, but we'll see how that goes. So let's go into Dreamweaver, and I'm just going to go File, New HTML Document. And let's save this right off the bat. I'm just going to go File, Save As. And I'm going to make a new folder here, and I'm going to call it Table with Images. And notice I'm not using all lowercase, I'm just using uppercase for my first. That's called camel backing. You do it however you want to do it. And notice now that I have a brand new folder, I'm going to call this index.html. And whatever folder you create, Jimmy folder, Susie folder, ABC folder, if you direct a web page to go into it and you put the file in there and call it index, that's the first file it's going to open, unless you tell it to do otherwise. But anyway, I'm going to save the file. And here we go. I just go Insert Table. And this time I'm going to have 3 rows, 2 columns. That works for me. I'm going to make it 1,000 pixels wide. I'm good with everything. I click OK. I'm going to merge these 2 cells up top. Handy dandy property inspector right here. I'm going to make the height 150 pixels. Again, I typed that in the table cell, so let's come down here to height 150. And I'm going to click in the cell, and I just go Insert Image right over here. And I've developed this image right here. I think I made it 150 pixels tall. Click Open. And there you go. There's my header image. And notice that now the image is selected by default. Here in the Properties panel, it says SRC. It tells me that this image is in the Images folder, in the folder called Fluff Happy 2, whatever that is. And I might even give it an alt tag. An alt tag for alternative text. And I'm going to say picture of the beach. Now, alt tags, these were developed for people that surf the internet. Maybe they're blind or they're visually impaired. And these people have screen readers, so if they can't see the screen at all or clearly, their screen readers in their computer will read the New York Times to them. And if the New York Times has a picture in it and they put in an alt tag, alternative text, then when they got to this image right here, instead of reading the text, the paragraphs, the titles that are typed in there, it would say picture of the beach. We'll talk about search engine optimization in another title, but for SEO, search engine optimization, alt tags are very powerful. So you want to give all of your images alt tags, some type of titles for the visually impaired, also for search engine optimization. So there we go. And let's look at our source code here. We have our TD tag. In the TD tag, we have height. The property is set to height equals 150 pixels. IMG SRC image source equals ... which means it's a folder up and out of our existing folder. And our image is in the images folder in a folder called fluff happy 50 by 50, and the image is called 1000 header.jpg, width of 1000 pixels, height of 200 pixels, and the alt tag is a picture of the beach. Now, something interesting here, the height of this image is 200 pixels, and I'm kind of glad this happened. The height of this image is 200 pixels, while if I select my table cell, the table cell height is set at 150 pixels. This is a good example of things gone bad in web design, because an image comes in and it says, hey baby, I'm 1000 by 200, I need room, and it just spreads out. In any situation, in CSS land, in table land, if you throw in an image that is bigger than the width and height specified, the image wins. The image just comes in there and takes over. Now, to make my code right, what I might do is just come in here and make the height 200 pixels. Everybody's happy now. Or what I could do, but what I never really do, is in the IMG SRC code, I could just come in here and change the width and height of the image right here in the code, or I could go into design mode, select the image, and I can change the width and height of the image right here in my properties panel. In a perfect world, you want to do this in Photoshop, Illustrator, Fireworks, whatever you have for changing the width and height of an image, because you don't want a big image on your server taking a long time to load when you only need a small image that fits the spot that you had planned for. But anyway, let's go down here. I'm going to put 3 images over here on the left. And I know that each of my images is 250 pixels tall. So for height in that cell, that would be 750 pixels. The width would be 250 pixels. And that's right, width. Now this cell over here has gone wacky, so I'm going to set its width to 750 pixels. Now everybody's happy. I have room for my images, room for my text over here, and sometimes just for the heck of it, I'll click in a cell, give it some background color, just so I know what's going on myself. Now, okay, now, what I want to do is I want to put 3 images in here. What am I going to do? I could split this cell right here. I could very well do that. Split it, make the table like 750 pixels tall, 250 pixels wide, but tell you what, just for experimental purposes and to show you what you can do, I'm going to insert a table. I'm going to put a table in a table. So I'm just going to go insert table, and this table, I'm going to have it 3 rows with 1 column, and I'm going to make it 250 pixels wide. Here's my table, and here we go. Let's insert some images. And notice I'm not even resizing. I'm not giving this a width. I'm not giving it a height, though I should. Maybe I would. So let's set the width at 250 and the height at 250. I'll scroll up a little bit, and we'll come down here and do the same. Do the same for this one. Notice I have to click around for a while before Dreamweaver actually takes the data or the information. I'll come down here to this last one, width 250, tab 250, enter return on the keyboard, And then I can just click into my cell, insert image. All of these images I have gone into Photoshop and just made them 250 by 250. So I come in here, insert another image, come over here, 250 by 250, and finally I click in there, go to my bottom cell, image, and for my final one, 250 by 250. There you go. So now I have my header, 3 images on the side, and a footer down here, and I'm going to merge these cells, and I might make our footer like 100 pixels tall. Again, I'm typing in the cell. I want to make sure that I'm up here in the properties panel, and I'll give that cell some background color. So in our next title, we're going to come back. What you're going to find out is I have this wonderful image here, but I want my title to go right here over the beach. The problem is if I put an image there, I can't type on an image. I could type on the image in Photoshop and bring it in, but that's not going to help my search engine optimization any. So when we come back, I think maybe we'll take a peek at using background images in boxes, in the box model. And background images are something that you need to work with, whether you're doing table page layout or CSS page layout.